Imagine getting into a taxi and telling the driver, just start driving. No destination, no route, no idea where you're trying to go. You'd probably end up lost, frustrated, and wasting a lot of time and money. Yet that's exactly how most people manage their finances. They earn money, spend money, save a little, invest a little, and hope everything somehow works out. But hope is not a financial strategy. And without a destination, it's impossible to know whether you're making progress. That's why one of the biggest differences between people who build wealth and people who struggle financially isn't income. It's clarity. Wealthy people know where they're going. Most people don't. And in this episode, I'm going to show you how to create financial goals that actually move your life forward. Because every dollar you earn should have a purpose. And every financial decision should bring you closer to the life you want. One of the most common pieces of financial advice you'll hear is, set goals. Sounds simple enough, but most people never do it properly. They say things like, I want to be rich. I want to retire early. I want financial freedom. I want more money. The problem? Those aren't goals. They're wishes. A goal without a plan is just a dream. And if you want to build wealth, you need something far more specific. You need direction, you need timelines, and you need numbers. Because the moment a goal becomes measurable, it becomes achievable. Why most people fail financially? Here's something interesting. Most people work harder on planning a vacation than planning their financial future. Think about it. Before taking a vacation, you'll decide where you're going, how long you'll stay, how much you'll spend, what you'll do, how you'll get there. But when it comes to money, many people simply hope things improve over time. Unfortunately, money doesn't work that way. Without a clear target, your spending tends to expand, your savings become inconsistent, and your financial decisions become reactive instead of intentional. That's why setting goals is one of the most powerful things you can do. Goals create focus. Focus creates action, and action creates results. The 3 financial time horizons. One of the simplest frameworks for setting financial goals is dividing them into 3 categories: short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. Let's break them down. Short-term goals are typically anything you want to achieve within the next 5 years. These are goals that require relatively quick access to your money. Examples include building an emergency fund, paying off credit card debt, taking a vacation, buying a car, starting a business, saving for a wedding, building a house deposit. These goals are important because they create momentum, they provide visible progress, and they help establish positive financial habits. For short-term goals, protecting your money is usually more important than maximizing returns. Because if you need the money soon, you don't want to expose it to unnecessary investment risk. The shorter the timeline, the less risk you should generally take. The second category is medium-term goals, typically 5 to 15 years away. This is where many major life milestones live. Things like buying a home, funding a child's education, growing a business, building a significant investment portfolio, achieving partial financial independence, relocating to another country. These goals give you more time, and time is one of the most powerful tools in finance. Because the longer your timeline, the more opportunity your money has to grow. This is where investing often starts playing a larger role. Because your money has enough time to ride through short-term market fluctuations while benefiting from long-term growth. Then we have long-term goals. These are goals 15 years or more into the future. Retirement, financial independence, creating generational wealth, building a legacy, funding future charitable projects. These goals often feel distant, and that's exactly why many people ignore them. The problem is that long-term goals become expensive when you start late. The earlier you begin, the more time compound growth has to work in your favor. And time is something you can never get back. That's why long-term planning is so important. Because your future self depends on the decisions you make today. Now let's talk about the biggest mistake people make when setting goals. They don't attach numbers. For example, someone says, I want to retire comfortably. What does that mean? Comfortably for one person might mean $40,000 per year. For another, it might mean $150,000 per year. The goal is too vague. Instead, define the goal clearly. How much money will you need? When will you need it? What does success actually look like? Let's say you want a house deposit. How much will the deposit be? $20,000? $50,000? $100,000? And when do you want it? 3 years from now? 5 years from now? The moment you define the number and timeline, the goal becomes measurable. And measurable goals create actionable plans. Here's a strategy wealthy people use constantly. They start with the destination, then work backward. Let's use a simple example. Suppose you want to save $24,000 over the next 2 years. Instead of focusing on the large number, break it down. 2 years equals 24 months. $24,000 divided by 24 months equals $1,000 per month. Now the goal feels manageable. You know exactly what needs to happen. And if $1,000 per month feels impossible, that's valuable information too. It means you may need to reduce expenses, increase income, extend your timeline, or adjust your goal. But now you're working with facts instead of guesses. And that's where real financial progress begins. With what matters. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to save money is because they don't know why they're saving. Money without purpose gets spent. Money attached to meaningful goals gets protected. Think about it. It's much easier to skip an unnecessary purchase when you know exactly what you're working toward. Every dollar becomes a decision. Spend it today or invest it in tomorrow. And when your goals are meaningful, those decisions become much easier. That's why your financial goals should reflect your values, not someone else's, not social media's, not your neighbor's, yours. Because true financial success isn't about having the most money. It's about building a life that aligns with what matters most to you. Common goal settings. Let's quickly talk about a few mistakes people make. First, setting too many goals at once. If everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. Focus on a handful of meaningful objectives. Second, setting unrealistic timelines. Ambition is great, but impossible deadlines often lead to frustration and burnout. Third, failing to review goals regularly. Life changes. Your goals should evolve too. What mattered 5 years ago may not matter today. Review your goals regularly and make adjustments when necessary. And finally, not writing goals down. Studies consistently show that written goals increase the likelihood of achievement because writing creates commitment. Most people think discipline comes first, but often vision comes first. When you have a compelling reason to save, invest, or avoid debt, discipline becomes much easier because you're no longer sacrificing something, you're choosing something better. Every financial decision becomes connected to a larger purpose, and purpose is one of the strongest motivators you'll ever find. Financial goals are more than numbers. They're a roadmap. They transform vague dreams into actionable plans. They help you prioritize, they help you stay focused, and they give every dollar you earn a job to do. So take some time after this video, write down your short-term goals, your medium-term goals, and your long-term goals. Define the numbers, define the timelines, and start building a plan. Because once you know exactly where you're going, making financial decisions becomes dramatically easier. In the next episode, we're going to take those goals and build a system around them. A system that helps you control spending, increase savings, and consistently move toward financial freedom. We're going to talk about budgeting, not the restrictive kind that makes you miserable, but a practical system that actually works in the real world. I'll see you in the next episode.